But what I know is I'm feeling just fine. My life is like a red carpet, and I'm feeling like the richest millionaire. This is my local mayor, and I'm the biggest star around here.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, man. Feminism Generational War. And just so you can read what it says, you know, there you go. But what it is this. You see all of the relationship dialogue, podcast dialogue, the people tripping about, women in the manosphere space. And to me, it just looks like you have young feminists versus older feminists, younger feminists versus older feminists. And it's like a war going on because you're looking at the mistakes that were made and you're looking at the ideologies that were passed down. But at the same time, the younger ladies can see what works and what didn't work. And they're also dealing with the response. So it's kind of like sins of the father, So now the ideology that was passed down from one generation to the other, it's become like a cultural norm, but the response wasn't. So the response that the younger feminists are getting is completely different than their older predecessors. So now it's like, yo, you sold me a bad, you sold me a bad bill of goods because this is not working out the same way it worked out for you. And the tactics that are being used now, both older and younger don't seem to agree with the tactics that each other use. So now it's an issue. And now you're seeing people, who, just like any other movement, it splits. People was like, I told you this was going to happen. And people was like, well, this is what I wanted. So there's like a chaotic war going from left to right, and people trying to, and who's going to bring it back to the middle is pretty much nobody. But, the sexual revolution was civil rights, Woodstock era. You know what I'm saying? So now the sexual revolution is on steroids, where you have young ladies twerking on top of cars, pregnant and twerking on top of cars, naked. And that's supposed to be empowerment and feminism, right? And now it's like, yo, we doing too much. No, you're not. And it's like, well, this is what we want to do. And it's like, no, that's not what you really want. And then you have people having this back and forth where, should you listen to the men? Should you keep listening to the women? And, we've talked about this before as far as leadership is concerned. I think feminism's leadership really didn't take this into full. They didn't think this thing completely through. And now that they're dealing with the fallout of it, and their daughters are dealing with the fallout of it, and now, people are turning on the whole culture because it's not really conducive to a productive society. Now you got an issue, Plus, it went from wanting equality, and the young ladies don't want equality because, let's just be honest. Like the older women, they want to go to school, get an education, be independent, but the cost of school, the cost of going to college was completely different. It was a whole lot cheaper. Now it's so expensive, and now it's like bread into the young ladies that go to college, get an education, so you don't need a man. But their student loan debt is just astronomical, and then they do need a man. And the feminists aren't helping them out. Like, yo, my bad, well, let me get you a job here, this, that, and the third. It comes off as a lot of non-profit businesses or find a man to milk situations, and then it becomes it feeds a gender war, and at that point, you see some of these younger ladies and older ladies get into it because some of them are not competing for the same men, and some of them competing for a lifestyle, and some of them have realized, yo, maybe we shouldn't have did it this way. And since we did it this way, we can't walk it back. And now they're trying, you got older women and younger women on that. I'm in my soft girl era now where they completely destroyed it, and now they're at each other's eyes trying to expose who's faking, who's a chameleon, and who's not. And it's just a war, you know. And now you got, you having kids in this, and you got young women who are mothers, and their mothers who were grandmothers trying to manipulate a generation. So it's trying to manipulate two generations, and one generation is trying to make sure that they're at the forefront of manipulating, so the matriarchy can work the way they want it and not the older way. So it's just a big bag of shenanigans. So to me, it's the generation, the feminism has a generational war going on because it really doesn't have any direction anymore. I don't think it has it had a direction to be equal and dislike men and dislike the patriarchy, but now it's like, do they really want to do the work and maintain themselves? No. So you're fighting with the idea of being free from men to the idea of not wanting to do what men do to maintain the society. So who knows where this is gonna go? But tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna say it to you.